Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scary Stories by the Campfire. Tonight, we are in Mother Russia as we talk about Resident Evil Retribution in my terrible Russian accent.
Well, that's going to get us canceled real quick.
Nah, I don't think so. No, we're talking about Resident Evil Retribution. Came out in 2012.
And who are we?
I am Jeremy.
And Jason.
Alright, Wesker.
I forgot my shades this time around.
Oh man, this movie. God, it's so bad. It's so bad. I know you can. All you want to know. This movie's terrible. Just flat out garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And it's garbage on the stakes of like, I would rather watch all the other Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich in it 2 more times each than watch this craptastically bad movie.
Oh, why would you even...
Ever.
Really? That's what you're gonna do?
It's so...
You're gonna watch all them other movies instead?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's go over the basic plot of Retribution. How did the movie start off, Jeremy?
It was going backwards.
Yeah. So the movie started with it going backwards.
The big fight on the boat at the end of the last movie, except they were playing it all backwards.
All right, I need to turn my mic up.
I don't.
That's what they're saying. Can you hear me? Hello. Oops, that might be the other way.
There.
Yeah, that's right there.
I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it. It's Jeremy's fault. Okay, so yes, the movie starts in backwards. Yay. Instead of just it plays the credits over, you know, the fight. The last movie ended with Umbrella showing up to Arcadia and they're getting ready to attack. And what do? They cut the movie there. This movie starts off with the fight going in reverse. The whole movie goes, or the whole intro plays with the credits as the whole fight scene goes backwards. And then what happens when the whole battle has been reversed? It just plays it in forward. Yep. I can't hear you, Jeremy.
I'm like one of them angry people that all you see is their mouths moving.
Yeah.
That's why this movie is terrible, though.
So they do the battle, and guess what? This movie, Claire, Chris, they're gone. You never see them again.
Hey, we have somebody new. It's little Freya.
Oh,
she says,
Freya?
They say hi. Hi.
Hi is little Freya. From now on, you shall be referred to as Freya. Or little, whatever you want. Hello to you. But yeah, in this movie, Claire, they just disappear. They never explain what happens to them.
Chris, Claire, and what who was it? Kmart. Kmart completely gone.
Kmart's completely gone. So Alice at the end of the battle gets blown off Arcadia, falls into the water.
Yes, PJ, this movie was very slow.
So falls into the water, and then she wakes up in suburbia, right? She's like what do you want to call her? Like a soccer mom, right? She wakes up. Apparently, she's married to Carlos at this point, right? She's married to Carlos, has a kid, and then 28 days later happens.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
and
yeah.
this, and this, these were running, jumping zombies. I'm pretty sure I saw these zombies jumping over bodies.
Oh,
I can,
they
I
were
can,
jumping over things. They were pushing stuff out of the way, and they would come in and they would just start looking around like, huh, huh.
I couldn't tell if these were. I know like the zombies themselves were, when they're coming into rooms, they're looking around and kind of sniffing, and like they were on the hunt. But like in some of the back scenes where they're like driving the car and that body rolls off, and that one actor jumps over the body as it rolls under him. I couldn't tell if that was like an actual person or if that was like a zombie. Whatever it was, it jumped the body, and I just thought it was kind of funny. I especially like to think that their zombies are like running and stuff's being thrown at them or whatever, and they're just ducking and weaving. Um, so, uh, this whole like little suburban neighborhood, you get was it Michelle Rodriguez comes back as a nice character. She's a nice person now,
Until later.
and yeah, until she plays like a copy of herself. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen this movie. They're all clones. Okay.
Yeah.
This whole apocalypse thing happens. Um, and then Alice reawakens because it was kind of funny. We made a joke. We made a joke that when Alice woke up, she was wearing like a shirt. She was laying in bed. Like, oh my goodness, she doesn't wake up naked. That is funny. And then this whole like little suburban apocalypse happens, and then she wakes up in a umbrella facility naked.
But
Just
then
can't seem
when
to
she
wake up with your clothes on.
but when she gets ready to leave, they give her like all of the layers and the straps and like you have a minute and a half to get out of here.
Yeah, she put
Here's your
that. She put that.
tight
Yeah, she put.
fitting clothes.
she put that jumpsuit on in like 10 seconds. It's even doing the countdown in the room by 10 seconds. It's like you have a minute and 30 seconds. The drawer opens up. She's looking at the material. She's looking at it. You have a minute and 20 seconds. And then she's stepping out the door into the hallway. It's like, you have a minute and 10 seconds. And she's fully geared. There's more belt buckles on this thing than some of the outfits in Hot Topic. Okay? Just straps and buckles. And so she's in the facility. She runs through the gauntlet. And come to find out, this facility, as Jeremy was saying in the beginning, was in Russia. Well, yeah, in the Straits there. The facility is actually a training ground in the water. How she got here? Did they fish her out of the ocean after she fell off the boat? I don't know. It never really explains. She just happens to wake up here, and she runs into, here we go, more video game characters like
She don't run into them till later.
Ada.
Oh yeah.
Wow, completely just a forgettable character, I guess.
The only thing memorable about Ada Wong in this entire movie, and I noticed it in the movie, but I didn't even think twice about it until now. She's actually voiced by Sally Cahill. Her entire character was dubbed this movie.
Yes.
It's
It
played
actually.
by the original voice actress who does her in the games.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, so let me get this straight. The voice actress who voiced Ada, she voiced Ada in this. So she voiced her in the game. She voices her in this movie. Right. That's what you're
Yes.
telling me.
Yes.
Yes.
Bing Bing
Okay.
Lee's had too thick of an accent.
God. So that's actually kind of the same thing that I read for Leon. That's the same thing because I guess he's like a Finnish guy. I think I have to go back and double check my facts, but he had a thick accent. And this is the guy who plays Leon. I don't know what the actor.
Johann Herb.
Yeah. So he plays Leon. They had to also bring someone in, I'm pretty sure, to dub him. They thought his accent was too thick. They had the guy who does Leon in the games come in. This is what I think is so funny because they had the guy who plays Leon, who does the voice for Leon in the games, come in and audition, and they turned him away. They said, "No, sir, we don't need you. We already blew our budget on Ada over here. We can't afford you. We can only get one guy at a time, okay?" So yeah, so that happened. I
So
think.
bad.
That's what I read. Okay, so I didn't talk to anyone specifically, but
That's
that's what I read,
so
and
bad.
it's just kind of funny that they didn't actually use the Leon voice, which I guess is kind of fine because this guy, we actually have the picture on the background there.
He's got the chin of many men.
His outfit
It's Resident Evil 4.
his outfit is, I mean, pretty much all they do with these characters is kind of dress them up to look like the characters, and that is it. um
Actually, so I could not find a favorite scene for this movie.
you
I
can't
just
find a favorite
I
scene.
couldn't. But I did find a least favorite scene of this movie.
Oh, your least favorite scene.
And it actually involves Leon.
Oh boy, I think we're gonna get Leon in, because what we're also doing, Welcome to Raccoon City, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I hear that one's another fun Leon movie. Quote on the fun part. So, what
Yes.
was your least favorite scene, Jeremy? Because Jeremy asked me what my favorite scene is, and
Here we go.
let's Jeremy's. But
I don't think
background
people
there.
can hear it. I don't think people can hear it. Hold on a second. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have my stuff muted, so I can't.
It's not that. I know it. I forgot to switch something.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Now
I
I
forgot.
now I'm now known as new audio device detected. That's what I am now.
All right, here we go again. That right there. That right there.
What, that hand placement?
Yes, that hand placement. You
That
know
hand
why
placement.
that hand placement just irks me so bad?
Why was that? Why does that hand placement irk you so bad?
Because
Okay.
that hand placement is telling everybody in this movie that there is some sort of, they already know each other to the point of where he's trying to have romantic involvements, which means this movie took place after Resident Evil 4, but they also mentioned the Las Plagas from Resident Evil 4, but they have no history of Resident Evil 4 or going to Spain, where it is from, in
Yeah.
any other movie.
So what Jeremy is saying is when he says it's taking place after Resident Evil 4, it means the game has already come out. This movie actually has no ties with the game series, none whatsoever. The only ties it has to any sort of video game character or video game ties is character or actors dressed up as characters. I think the closest thing we've gotten to like maybe an actually kind of true character is probably Leon, or not Leon, Chris, I would say.
And that's just it. So like you reference these things. So like in essence, basically Leon here at some point in time before the world completely went to crap, like they show at the end of this movie, right? The end of this movie was literally everything's attacking the White House, where they've built these giant walls with flamethrowers and flying bat creatures were all going all the way over there. Like, the world has already collapsed, but at some point in time, Leon went to Spain to save the president's daughter, like he does in 4, for his second round with Ada Wong and Las Plagas.
Doesn't necessarily have to have taken place.
He mentions Las Plagas when Michelle Rodriguez injects herself with it out in the ice, which means it is known that they have brought it back from Spain, which means he went to Spain.
Or since he was hired by Wesker as a mercenary group, Wesker could have just told him, "Hey, this is what they've got over here, and this is what they've been working on." Da-da-dun! We don't have to explain nothing. They did it in the last movie, Afterlife. The zombies started opening their mouths, right? And that's what the Los Plagos was doing, right? Los Plagos, whatever. They would open their mouths.
That was more from 5.
Okay, so these movies came out after most of those games had already been out.
And it was a variation of the Lost Plague. Yes, it's a variation of it.
So the zombies started doing the mouth thing in Afterlife, but they never explain it. They never explain that this is a new variant or anything like that. They just do it now. This one, they actually say, activate the Los Plagas undead, and they just come out like zombie Nazi soldiers, or technically they're Russians, but there's nothing special about them. They're just kind of ghoulish looking.
They come out with guns. They look like they're straight out of World War II.
yeah, and they got like the zombie-ish kind of wrinkly skin. They got like the Mr. X, and that's about it. That's the extent. Now they just slap the name in there, and they're not even the appropriate, kind of thing. So Alice and Ada are they're meeting up with this mercenary group that's supposed to help them escape. Which is a team led by Leon, as we explained. We also have Luther from the last movie.
How he got to Leon and Wesker. I don't know. Basically, Luther said, "You know what, Wesker? I'm sorry. It's okay that you tried to kill me in the last movie. I'll work for you."
Wait. Was Wesker even in the? What? Yes, Wesker was in the last movie. These movies have been just kind of dragging on, and it's really hard to kind of remember everything because. It's okay. No, Luther didn't fight Wesker. Luther got lost in the sewers or something.
Yeah, well,
he never made it to the
part of all Umbrella. It's all part of it. It's all Wesker's fault. He's head of Umbrella.
Yeah, no, actually, technically, in this movie, he's split from Umbrella. And now he has Leon working for him. He has Barry working for him. Barry, probably my favorite character in this whole freaking movie.
Yeah, and when you told me who played him, that made it better.
Yeah, but I mean, Barry in the games. Oh my God, the games. My knowledge of the games is very limited, I should say. I mean, everything that I know about the games pretty much came from like Wikipedia sites that I read. I've never actually beaten a Resident Evil game. I've played 1-0. I've played 0-1. I think I played a little bit of the Resident Evil 2 remake. Played a little bit of the Resident Evil 3 remake. I played a little bit of 4, not the remake, the original. I played 5. I've stayed away from 6.
Everybody stayed away from 6.
I think I dabbled in 7. I played Code Veronica. I never played Village though. But with all these games, I've just kind of played a little bit, so I don't know the characters like down to like the basic, facts or whatever. But I know like Barry was a very important character in the first game. I think he appears in like extra media stuff, like maybe some of the animated movies or maybe the books that came out, but really that's his extent. And he's kind of an older character in the games. I think he may have been part of uh, Alpha Team. Alpha Team was the second team to go in the mansion, and yeah. But I once again Barry. I forgot Barry was in this movie, and he's not the same character, but he's dressed the same.
Well, let's take a look at Jason's favorite scene because doesn't it involve Barry?
Does it? Of course.
Here we go.
Did I freeze? Did I freeze?
No.
No? Oh. I just switched to the Twitches first. Oh. Why did it pause? Oh. Never mind.
Oh, there he goes. Had to end it with him just getting pummeled full of lead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this scene is entirely cool and just entirely ridiculous in how it works. Okay, so as you saw, this is actually one of my favorite scenes because for the first time, I think we actually get to see unless you count Carlos, this is like one of the first times you actually get to see a character, a a video game based character go out in style. You know, I mean, a lot of these characters don't ever actually do anything. Jill doesn't do anything when she shows up. I mean, Claire.
She broke, not when she showed up, but she broke some ribs and stuff in this movie.
Oh yeah. Well, bad Jill. Bad Jill likes to fight and crack stuff and break things.
They went like full Mortal Kombat where they like showed you like the bones breaking up.
Yeah.
Right.
We were making that joke because it was Alice versus Jill, and Alice was getting her butt kicked, and it was Luther and Leon versus Rain, and they were getting their butts kicked. And I kept saying throughout the whole entire fight, I mean, the fight itself was so bad on Leon's part that I was pretty much just yelling at the screen, stop missing your hit or your quick time events, because that's all it was. It was like almost like watching a quick time event just get flubbed, and you just see, and then you hit a couple punches in. That's where you're getting it right. Yes, oh, never mind. Just put the controller down. You're done. But Barry ended up getting scratched by what was it the mama,
the big
whatever
liquor thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it Mama Liquor because it's just, you know, big old monster thing.
She was mad at Alice for running her over with her fancy rims that spun.
Yeah, that car that was indestructible. But so he gets scratched on the face, and they're pinned down, and they only have like a few spare seconds to get on the elevator and go up. And Barry decides, I guess because he's already been scratched, that he's already infected, that he might as well go out like a hero, right? As one does. So he's pinned down by that guy from the first movie, whatever his name is.
One.
Is his name One?
That's what they got him on here as.
Oh my goodness. So you had One. You had Carlos. A bunch of guys with masks, because we love those guys. Those guys are pointless. And Jill. And he's shooting them with his me and Raven were actually trying to like look at like what type of gun he was using. That machine gun that he was using, because that thing, I like the sound of that pow pow pow, the real heavy, pow pows. But once he ran out of ammo for that, he pulled out his whatever that thing was. Pardon me, I don't know guns. I'm very, very bad at guns. It was that revolver that he had, I know it was supposed to be like I forgot what it's called. We were looking it up, but it's got like that little barrel thing up underneath it.
So, first off, you're freezing up.
Oh, good.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
So, um, it turns out that all of the Umbrella Soldiers are clones.
Yeah, I mean,
Ba
we found
ba 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 ba.
so what they just evolved into the Galactic Empire. Um, well, I mean, I figured that most of their guys were clones, considering that Rain had died in the first movie, one had died in the first movie, and Carlos had died in the third movie. So all these people were already dead. But Umbrella doesn't know how to actually hire people. Well, I mean, the last set of people they hired, the facility killed everyone. So I guess they figured that people would be expendable if they were just clones. But yeah, so he takes he's shooting everyone or whatever. And the most awesome scene, right? Good old scene for a character to go out. But here is the absolute ridiculous part. You ready for this, Jeremy?
Yes.
Okay. So he leans out. He comes out. They pretty much tell him, come out and we won't shoot you or whatever they say. I forgot what they ever said, but he steps out. He's got his gun above his head, and one shoots him. Pow pow pow. He throws the gun up and falls to the ground. As a reactionary thing, right? Throws gun up, falls to the ground. They think he's dead, and he lies there. He lies there for at least 10 seconds. And then he sits up as his gun's falling back down, grabs his gun, and fires. Pow! Hits one, kills one, then everyone else fills him full of lead, and then he actually falls back and dies. He has some sort of power to hold a gun up in air for seconds. Because he was standing, kind of just tossed it up as he fell back to die the first time, and then sits up, grabs it, and then shoots.
You
So
know,
what? Once again, one of the best scenes because it's actually a,
movie
kind
magic.
of a heroic ending to. I mean, the characters he did throughout the entire movie. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't really do anything. He makes a couple quips here and there, but that's about it. That's the extent of all these characters. They don't do nothing.
So originally, at the beginning, when Michelle Rodriguez and Juan and all of them appear like with Jill, originally it was supposed to be the entire group from Resident Evil 1. Kaplan was supposed to be there. It was supposed to be that entire group.
Oh, I want to know how this failed.
The two actors were unavailable who played the medic, literally quoted as medic. And Kaplan was unavailable.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the woman who had the one speaking line before her head got lopped off was unavailable. That broke the movie for me. If she was in it, this movie would have been 10 times better.
Wow, there's also an error in this movie.
An error?
I mean, continuity issues.
Oh,
Alice tells Ada that she was forced to kill Rain, but if you think back, Jason, Alice never killed Rain. Matt
I
did.
mean, did he?
Yeah.
I have to go back. I don't remember that. I knew she turned into a zombie. So technically, she didn't. No one killed her. She was already dead. She turned into a zombie. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Someone else shot her.
Yeah.
What? Ooh, what else, Jeremy? What else? Give me more.
Oh, they talk about how they never reveal what happens to Chris Redfield, Claire, or Kmart from the previous movie, but Claire shows up in the next movie. So she says in the next movie that Claire saw Chris being safely taken away in a different helicopter, but hasn't seen him since. Thank God, because we don't need any more of this crap.
I think the reason Chris we didn't get another Chris was I think he had filming I think he was filming something else at the time. I think he was doing Arrow or something. I'm not entirely sure.
Huh. Uh. Bad Rain makes herself impossible to kill with the Las Plagas parasite. Ironically, she later dies at the hands of several Las Plagas undead under the water and ice.
Yeah, and now Alice has
Powers
spread them
again.
across the world.
Because at the
Yeah,
end of the movie, they take them in a helicopter to Washington, like I was saying, and she walks into a room with, who is it, Jason?
Wesker.
Nice to be back, Alice.
Yeah,
that actor has just like the most like pretentious tone like ever, and he just rolls with it.
It's kind of funny because I was playing Resident Evil 0, and there's actually a cutscene that's got Wesker in it when he's talking to I forgot which scientist it was, one of the guys who ran Umbrella, and they were talking. I'm like, you seemed a little cooler in the movies. I'm just saying.
Is it because he threw his glasses and caught him?
No, he didn't catch him. Chris caught them.
Is it because he did all those moves while he was getting his glasses caught?
No, I think it's just how pretentious he is. Like he's just like he's just sitting in the White House. He's in the Oval Office, and he's just like,
or like,
welcome back, Alice.
When he's on the TV, when they're in the facility, he's like, nobody's ever escaped. But maybe we have to get you out of here.
Yeah, so you're gonna flood the place, and so that's what the movie is. You get scenes where Ada and Alice move from the main central brain of the facility, and they move into what was the one that had the two Great Value Pyramid Heads? That wasn't Tokyo, was it?
I think it was New York.
Yeah, that was New York. Alice went into the Tokyo scenario first.
Yeah.
And then she went into she went to the brain, the central headquarters. That's where she met Ada, and then they moved into I guess New York, while the mercenary extraction group was moving into Moscow. That's supposed to be where the extraction point was supposed to be, was around Moscow.
What's funny is that scene in the house where Ada's like, I always have a way out. And they shoot that rocket launcher into the house, and it like splits into all the little ones, and she just happens to shoot enough of the floor to fall into a crawl space under the house that not every house has.
Well, you don't know, Jerry. She knew that it had a crawl space.
PJ said her least favorite is her naked scene in every movie. This one, she had two pieces of paper taped to her on either side.
It's yeah. Well, it wasn't. Was it taped, or was it kind of like?
I think it was held together with a string.
Or was it like the dentist office where they have like those like little chained clippies, and they just clip like the front one, and then they put the back one back, and they clip it around her, keep it tight. And you know when they put the thing around your neck, you put the thing around your neck, and you go clip, and then they put it around here and go clip. So it's just dentist clippies. Dentist clippies for Alice's clothes.
So, just so everybody knows, let us all say a bid farewell to Leon S. Kennedy, because we will never see him again with Alice. Ever.
No, no, we don't. Um,
Oh.
okay, so that's the thing you're gonna have to. That's the thing you have to come to terms with this series of movies is that if you are a fan of the games and you have characters who you like in the games, don't get attached to them. They
Everyone,
are essentially useless.
let's say a big, nice, friendly goodbye to Jill Valentine, for she is gone
Yep.
for forever.
And because
Oh.
because from what I understand, just how this movie ended, so Jill Luther was killed by Rain. He got his chest punched and his heart collapsed or popped or whatever it did. Um, which
Oh yeah, I forgot
as a
about that.
as a human, Alice got the same treatment. It was just like, okay, I'm better now. Let's do this again.
But that's because she's Alice. She's all.
Yeah, Luther got the punch, and he just stopped, and then his eyes crossed, and then he just kind of collapsed. That was it. Alice was like, pop, and we're good. Okay, we're good now. So Ada, Leon, Jill, and Alice all go back. They all get taken to the White House, where there's Wesker and the last remnants of humanity, which are of course fighting on American soil.
America!
What would be more patriotic than fighting for the survival of humanity at the White House? Um, apparently they had like a barricade around
Oh
the
man,
White
that wall
House.
was huge. It had like flamethrowers spitting out of it, and
Yeah, and then you had like all the zombies and all the monsters or whatever that were all like collapsing on the wall. It looked like one of those. I think I had referenced it as kind of like one of those mobile games that you see where you build the walls real quick before the big waves of enemies come in and you just kind of gun them down. It's what it looked like. It looked like a high definition version of a mobile game, and they had little flying bat creatures. And mind you, if Umbrella's gonna destroy the world, which we'll get all that nonsense in the next movie. But if they're going to destroy the world, they're going to let people know that they are the ones. Because how are you going to disguise a big giant bat creature that literally, when it opens its wings, it makes the umbrella logo? Did you notice that, Jeremy?
uh huh.
Because it's got two wings, but when they open, they're almost like little V's on each side. So and they're red. They're red in color. So they have like this like little red umbrella logo flying in the sky, destroying things. Like, look, we did that. The world is now destroyed. That's like if McDonald's destroys the world, and their monsters are just running around with big giant M's on their foreheads. You know, big giant M-shaped wings. Woo, woo, it's ridiculous. It's over the top. But um,
Look at that,
so that's
son. We did that.
we did that. Like Denny's. What's the end of the world like? America. So so
We built
so
all these underground fortresses in all parts of the world, but the last stand is gonna be in America.
in America.
Roll
Yeah.
Tide.
So not in Alabama, Jaron, Jesus. But so that's the end of the movie. You have like they all line up on the top of the White House. You got Alice, Wesker, Jill, Leon, Ada, and got this big battle. Got this big, big, big battle. And you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen in the next movie? Skip the battle. We're not even gonna have a battle in the next movie. Ada's gonna disappear. Leon's gonna disappear. Apparently, from what I understand, like Wesker kind of betrays everyone. Shocking surprise there, but so once again, you have these And what makes it even more disappointing? What makes it even more disappointing is that
Now Alice has psychic powers again.
yeah, because she got injected with the power stuff. But what makes it so disappointing is that when you think of a Resident Evil, I'm gonna tell you something. Leon is not my favorite character in the games. He's not my favorite. Okay, he's not like a character that I hate, but he's just not a character that I like. Okay, everyone loves Leon. You know, everyone loves him. And it's not hard to see why. I mean, he's an interesting character. You get to see him come from like rookie cop into, seasoned veteran and saving the president's daughter and whatnot.
Mine has actually been a tie now after playing 7. Like, Ethan and 7, like,
Oh, Ethan's never gonna make it into a movie, Jeremy.
oh god, no. But,
Oh, unless they do like an animated version, they do like
which,
an animated movie and put him in.
I'm telling y'all now, the animated Resident Evil movies are really good.
Have you seen Death Island?
I have.
I haven't seen Death Island.
It
I know
was-
there was like
It was fun.
it was kind of funny because I thought there was I kept seeing like a scene where there's like Leon and Chris fighting like a zombie horde in a hallway. And I kept thinking it was Death Island, but it's not. It's actually Vendetta, Vengeance, something. I don't know. It was the one before it.
But
It's the one I missed.
the animated ones actually, like, reference the games, too, really well. Like, they kind of go in sequence with the games. Like, with Claire, Chris, and Jill, along with Leon and Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca appears actually in just a couple of the movies. I think she appears in like, I think she might be like major in like,
She's a major character in Death Island.
and then she's like a minor character in like one of the other ones. Probably the one before it or whatever. But yeah, that's it. I mean, Leon appears in like all of them. He's like
Chris,
he's
Claire,
like,
and Jill do too.
yeah, he's like the face of it, bro. He's like, but we're talking about these characters because the games make them so interesting and they make them so, fleshed out and what. It's just a shame that you take a character like Leon in this movie, who is just a mercenary leader for Wesker, and he doesn't do anything. He's not good at fighting, it seems like. He's not very good at shooting, apparently. He's just there because you need a Leon at some point, I guess.
I was about to say, most of these characters, they just have the names because to give it popularity. It's kind of like you said at the very beginning, like, just take away the Resident Evil name, and what do you have?
If you took off Resident Evil, this was not a Resident Evil movie. It was. You could keep the same thing. You can keep the same thing all the way through, and all you do is change the characters. Maybe change some of the monsters so they don't look like Resident Evil monsters, but just change a couple of minor things and take away the Resident Evil name, and this movie series wouldn't be that bad.
Oh, this movie would still be terrible. This one would still be terrible. The series as a whole, not as bad. But this one, yeah, this one's terrible.
Well, I mean, they're just dipping down at this point. I mean, like, the first one was an okay movie.
They're
right?
sinking like the Arcadia.
The second movie was trying too hard to be the second game, or the third game, or whatever. It just tried to use too much from that. Here's Nemesis, who was pointless. Here's Jill, pointless. I think the only thing that really stood out for me, at least for the third movie, was because it was a desert environment with a convoy of vehicles. It was very Mad Max-ish.
Yep.
And I love me some Mad Max. Okay, so that kind of won me over right there, and automatically gets kind of like the bonus brownie points that I like. The end kind of flubbed, but just overall, I enjoyed the third one. The fourth one, which was that? What was that Afterlife? Life, the fourth one?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Afterlife was the fourth one, and that was just kind of a siege of a prison. You know, she lands on the building and is trying to help those people. I thought it was okay, you know, but this one is just okay. Now we're going in and we're extracting Alice out. That's the point of it. And quite frankly, none of the characters were really like great characters. I mean, out of the mercenary team, maybe Barry gets it because I mean Luther has the face because he was from the last movie. So you're like, "Oh, we recognize Luther." And then he died. No point there. Hey, look, it's Leon, one of the greatest Resident Evil characters ever. Wasted. I mean, here's Ada Wong. I don't know anything about Ada in the games, like at all.
So, a little backstory on Ada. She works for the FBI. But in the second one, she does.
I mean, so is there like some sort of chemical,
Yeah,
chemistry between her and Leon?
there's like light flirting between the two of them.
But it's nothing that's never been dived into.
No, not really.
So, and it's not just kind of like a her kind of flirting with him to kind of get what she wants type of thing, is it?
It is.
Okay, so she just kind of flirts with him to kind of I get it. So maybe like the hand on the lap thing is kind of like a reference between like maybe some sort of chemistry between them, but apparently it's not. But, Barry was about the only thing that had any sort of point because he had some sort of heroic ending. But even that was kind of because he didn't really do anything to begin with. Once again, Alice got her butt kicked a lot in this one. It was brutal. This is actually kind of fun to see. It's like you're still hardcore and, you know.
So, Wesker actually approached Ada Wong to recruit her for what that was
What?
called as the organization
What, in this movie or in the games?
in the games.
Okay.
In '97, she was supposed to infiltrate Arclay Laboratories. Uh, and that's when she meets up with Leon in the second. She's actually infiltrating Umbrella. So I guess she doesn't work. That's right. She claims she works for the FBI.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, I always figured she was just kind of like a mole for Wesker,
She is.
but I mean, like I said, I never really played any of the kind of know more about the mansion incident, and that's about it. That's about where I stopped my knowledge. I mean, I did play, some Resident Evil 3 Nemesis when it was on the PlayStation, so uh, I know a little bit about that and like iconic Jill look, but other than that, eh. But all right, Jimmy, should we get to
The ratings.
the ratings?
So, with 149,000 votes on IMDb on a scale of 1 to 10, what do y'all think got Resident Evil Retribution got? PJ says 4.7. Freya, if you're still there and want to participate. Jason, I think you froze actually.
Freaks again.
Oh, no, there you go.
I froze again. Okay, yeah. So I was just saying that I got a text message from Raven earlier, uh,
Oh,
she's
Freya's,
not going to be.
Freya did say she was here. Sorry to interrupt. On a scale
No,
of
no,
1 to
you're
10,
fine.
Freya, how do you think people voted for this movie?
But yeah, Raven's working tonight. She's not partaking.
Okay.
So,
Jason,
but
so what's your vote?
I am gonna go. Retribution.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go
IMDb
with
1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'm gonna go with a 3.2.
And Freya goes with a 6.
A 6. I'm just thinking this movie just was really, really bad. Did I freeze again? No.
No, you didn't. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to hear the results?
Okay, Jigsaw.
It's the most iconic voice in horror history.
Mm.
Everybody knows it.
Okay, you know what? Hold on, Jeremy. Hold on. I'm gonna give you the most iconic voice in horror history. Okay, you ready? How'd you like that?
If you're trying to go for the heavy breathing,
No. I was Jason. He
Oh.
doesn't do a whole lot of heavy breathing.
no,
That's
it's
cool.
you gotta do the mic voice.
So he's a bit of a. So he's a bit of a mouth breather. We got
Apparently.
it.
Okay, so here we go. Freya, unfortunately, the zombies got you. You were over. But that's okay. We have 2 more rounds.
2 more rounds. Don't you worry. I died.
Jason,
Hold on.
oh
That's how
yeah,
they do it.
They run and the whole 9 yards.
I think that's what they say in the games. That's what I think. When you die in the game, I think it says you died. Game over.
Jason, you're like Leon. You just disappeared from existence.
What was it, like a 1.2?
No, actually PJ won. It was a 5.3.
Oh God! Someone gave this a 5.
5.3. So
Oh.
you don't know if you lived or died. You just kind of disappeared from existence.
No. You know what? Actually, I think they claimed him dead. So.
Leon don't die.
No, not on screen. He doesn't. they just he doesn't. They said Barry's gonna get this cool on-screen death. Leon, you're an amazing character in the games. We just don't really want bad fan reactions, so we're just gonna kill you off screen. You're in between movies. Don't worry about it. We're just not gonna mention you much.
All right, now we're going to Rotten Tomatoes. The Las Plagas meter.
Yeah, I like the T-virus meter.
T-virus meter it is.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Actually, you know what? You could do Los Lagos meter in this one because
It made
barely any
Russian
mention
zombies.
there barely any mention of T-virus in this one.
So, Freya, this is a scale of 0 to 100%. And this is critics. What do we think the critics thought of this movie?
Yeah, you gotta think like a critic. What do you think those
It's a horror movie, but I mean,
snarky film fanatics?
57%.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. I really think critics hated this movie. I'm gonna go with my what I do up there 33.2. I'm gonna go. Oh darn it!
PJ says 48.
I'm gonna go with a 32.
32.
That's my thing.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, some of these you have to keep them. I think there was one time we had what, like almost a 0. I think it was really bad. It was awful.
Freya, you're like Luther. You got a good swift punch to the chest, and your heart basically went.
Oh yeah, these movies can get. See, that's the thing with these things that we do is that some of the movies we can actually watch them and go, this is actually pretty good, even though critics absolutely hated it. But and then there's other ones where we're like, this movie's awful, and they're like, oh my god, this thing needs awards, and it's ridiculous.
PJ, you're like Rain. You got drugged under the ice by the Las Plagas zombies. You tried to fight, but they just pulled you under. Jason, you're like that one guy who took like 30 minutes to go through a window to find a way out of a building. And as soon as y'all got out, the big liquor was just like, nope, I'm good. 30 minutes it took him to be like, guys, we can go out this window over here.
Okay, you can't just blame the one guy. There was like Luther, there's Barry, there's Leon.
And he's
so
just
not only can he not shoot, not only can he not fight, but he can't break a window. This Leon is horrible. This is great value, Leon.
28% audience score. I mean, critic review. 28%.
28%.
And now the final one. Fred, this is audience score. So this is a 0 to 100 again, just like the critics. But now it is audience score. What did people think on a scale of 0 to 100? And again, just like Jason said, sometimes you're like, critics are like, oh, this is the best movie ever. And people are just like, well, this sucks.
I didn't understand it. This movie had a lot of grass.
So, Jason, what did you think people thought? Oh, she's going way low.
She's like 27. No more mid stuff. I'm going down. Just going to the low point. Because, yeah, you know what? I challenge that with a. Let's go with a 32. I'm gonna go with a 32. Oh, and if Jeremy never said, I wasn't quite paying attention, but you don't go over.
Oh yeah, I did not explain that. Yeah, it's whoever gets the closest that's under. We play the Price is Right rules.
Price is Right. I want to spin that. I want to spin that wheel.
Gotta get the closest to the dollar.
But I may have mentioned this before. Didn't Bob Barker die at like 99?
Yeah, something like that. He was right there at 100.
Yeah, he was at like 99, and I think someone had even said, someone had said Bob Barker is like the best.
Oh yeah, because he got closest to the dollar.
he got closest to the dollar without going over.
Okay, so
rest in peace, Bob Barker.
Audience score. Freya, you didn't die. You're just like Ada Wong. You just disappeared.
It just disappeared. Oh.
You just disappeared into the void, never to be seen again.
Jason, you're like Leon. You just disappear. PJ, you're like Jill. You just disappear. We're all just disappearing.
No, Jason, you're like Jill Valentine this time around. You just disappeared.
Oh, seriously.
PJ, you take the win on that one because it was 51%.
It was 50. Okay, Jerry, bring up the audience scores IMDb wise for all the movies if you can.
On IMDb? For every movie?
Yeah, just all the Resident Evil movies. I
Uh,
want to see how the fans are reacting. Fan or audience scores, I mean. Like I want to know what's the highest. Not for what's the next one? Oh, the final chapter. They
yeah,
got away from
so
just normal names.
Afterlife, Extinction, Apocalypse, Resident Evil.
And Retribution.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What, we've watched 5 of them so far?
Yeah.
All right, so the first one was a 6.6. The second was a 6.1. Third was a 6.2. Fourth was a 5.8. And this one was a, 5.3.
Okay. So which one was the highest?
The first one.
The first one. What are they all down?
Yeah, they're starting to go down.
Okay. Okay, so the highest one was the first one. What was the second highest? Was it number 2?
Oh, Jesus. Yes, at a 6. No, the third one at a 6.2.
Oh, Extinction has 6.2. Okay, so
And then
so
6.1 with the third or the second one, then a 5.8 with the fourth, and then this one got a 5.3.
so it pretty much high dip.
So, but that is all the time that we have today. We will see y'all next week, same time. Not the same campfire. There ain't no telling where we'll be at the part of the world this time as Umbrella decides they want to move this into what I hope is the final chapter with Mila Jovovich, because God forbid we'd watch any more of her.
With a new 3D thing, because I think this
I'm
one.
so sick of 3Ds.
I think these last 3 movies were all 3D-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, 3D. Woo.
But we will see y'all same time, same campfire next week. Everyone, please stay safe out there. And we bid you good night.
Good night.
Don't let the zombies bite.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I can't remember much before all this started. Sometimes I feel like this has been my whole life. Running. Killing. My name is Alice, and this is my story. The end of my story. 10 years ago in Raccoon City, there was an outbreak. It spread across the world within days.
One way or another, our world is coming to an end. The question is, will we end with it?
Umbrella developed an airborne antivirus. It would destroy the T-virus.
I have no reason to believe a word you say.
True, but I can offer you something you want very much.
What is that?
Revenge.
We can end all this. I have to get to the hive. We go together.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna kill every last one of them. Grab some gear. This is what I do.
We played a long game, you and I. But now it's over.